Playboi Carti is now considered a genre-defining artist, paving the way for a whole new generation of rappers. Yet things weren't always simple for the Atlanta-based musician. In fact, it wasn't until recent years that Carti truly started to get respect from the majority of rap fans. This video will detail exactly how Playboi Carti forced people to change their opinion of him, using one person in particular as a perfect example.
Get in my way and try to block. Who's gang? Oh. In New York, I'm in Lil Rock. Hiding in my socks.
The year is 2017. Artists like Lil Skies, XXXTentacion, and Trippie Redd are all blowing up right now. And amidst all of them is Playboi Carti. This group of artists would define the time now known as the SoundCloud era, where rap music would witness a complete shift in sound. Like anything different, however, this new style would get an abundance of hate.
That's far, bro. Stop, bro. He said, I ain't got no faith in the new generation. They're fucking illiterate, guys. The mumble rappers can't rap for nothing.
Predominantly, it would come from people who couldn't accept that hip-hop didn't always have to be lyrical, otherwise known as old heads. Those same people would coin the term mumble rap, putting Playboi Carti in the crosshairs of their hatred. Take a look through the comments of Carti's XXL freestyle, and you can see it firsthand. I promise you, if Carti had dropped this freestyle today, not a single person would blink an eye. Whilst the mumble rap label would stick around for a while, it slowly started to fade out of existence over the next few years. Carti never minded it though, with him famously mentioning the term on the song R.I.P. This punk mentality of his would prove to be extremely useful, as the artist strived to constantly push the boundaries of rap music without caring what other people thought. If Carti had listened to the public opinion, his career would have never grown as big as it has today, whilst a lot of people still had to adjust.
Okay, so that was the intro. It's called Long Time. I'm gonna come right out and say it. I do not like that song at all, but that was a horrible intro. I'm sorry.
The turning point of Carti's career would soon be underway. Let us fast forward 3 years, from 2017 to 2020, and it's safe to say that rap music had progressed a lot, as the SoundCloud style was basically integrated across the whole genre. In fact, the new sound introduced a lot of the younger generation to rap music, which gave the genre some of its most popular years since it originated. At the same time as this takeover, Playboi Carti would also continue getting bigger, with him winning a lot of people over with Die Lit. Slowly, more and more people were beginning to understand Carti's music, realizing it's how he combines his production and flow together which makes it sound good, and not the lyrics. But the public perception of Playboi Carti would forever change on Christmas Day in 2020. Kind of. The initial reaction to Whole Lotta Red would be worse than anything Carti had faced in his career previously, with fans labelling the album a whole lot of skips, whole lot of mid, or anything they could in order to hate on the album. Fans that waited years for this project had felt like Carti had ruined Christmas for them. Yet this was the pivotal moment in Carti's career. Going against everything that people had expected of him proved to be a vital decision from the artist. Some people, like our case study, had enjoyed the album from the minute it dropped. Embracing Carti's new sound as a breath of fresh air for the industry and appreciating a complete switch up in style. But for the majority of fans, they had to let the album sit for a few months before truly understanding it. Which is where Playboi Carti comes in and forcefully changes people's minds about the project. Whole Lotta Red isn't an album you typically listen to whilst just chilling at home. I'm not saying you can't, but where it truly thrives is in an outdoor environment, like at the gym or most notably at one of Carti's iconic live performances. The artist famously took Lollapalooza by storm in 2021, where he would perform Whole Lotta Red live at a festival properly for the very first time. Fans waiting for Miley Cyrus would be traumatised by the performance, with it being reminiscent of a punk rock concert considering the amount of mosh pits. Whilst Carti himself doesn't do much other than bring the energy and scream during his performance, his dedication to punk artistry is visible on stage, incorporating an electric guitar which elevates his performances even more. The artist would string together a number of iconic performances for the album, including a tour by the name of King Vamp, which led to the album being seen in a completely different light. Eventually, Playboi Carti would be one of the most demanded names for festivals around the world, headlining shows from Europe to America. But there was still more to it. Alongside Carti's ability to be a great performer, there was one song in particular that adjusted people to the artist's new sound. As a perfect blend of Die Lit and Carti's new style, Sky would amass a ton of popularity amongst rap fans and the TikTok community in particular. Becoming a trend literally every month, the song would solidify itself as one of Carti's most popular songs to this day. It was played so much that people would slowly become accustomed to the new style that Carti had brought to the table. The music video to the song would reinforce the punk aesthetic that Carti had during this era, and instead of going for a typical video, flexing money and cars, he would opt to reference a movie by the name of Natural Born Killers, which was written by Tarantino. The dedication to his artistry is just another reason why Carti managed to make the rap industry take him seriously. Brings us perfectly onto his new look. During the SoundCloud era, Carti just looked like a regular rap artist, with supreme tees and skinny jeans. If you told someone back then what Carti would evolve into, they'd have more chance in believing that Yachty could make a psychedelic rock album. Well, the artist's new style certainly worked wonders for him. Role-playing as a vampire allowed Playboi Carti to stand out from the pack, and he managed to birth a whole record label with the same look. A record label that is truly shining in recent years. Not only did Carti force rap to take him seriously, but he also gave several new artists a pathway in order for them to gain significant success. So in just a few years, Carti managed to let go of the SoundCloud and mumble rapper tags as he became one of the biggest artists in the world. During the past year, he's been on a feature run that includes some of the biggest names in the world. The Weeknd, Kanye West, and Travis Scott, just to list a few. In fact, he's a frequent collaborator of Ye's, with the legendary artist being a massive fan of Carti and his sound.
It's always two at a time, you know what I mean? It's really Carti and Uzi. It's really Carti and Uzi.
Even giving the artist his first #1 song with a feature on Carnival. If Kanye gives you a cosign of this stature, of course the rap industry is going to take you more seriously. But I've actually not mentioned the impact of Ye enough. As someone known for experimenting and dropping albums out of the ordinary, it may come as no surprise to you that the artist executively produced Carti's most popular project. And since that moment in time, the two have not looked back, with Carti being featured on both of Ye's projects since Whole Lotta Red, with many more collaborations seemingly on the way. Carti's new style and verses on all of his features have built up the fans' anticipation, as the artist possesses one of the most anticipated albums in the last decade, and it seems like he can do no wrong. Every single piece of music he puts out is praised like he's the second coming of Jesus. Imagine if you showed this to a hip hop fan back in 2017. They tried to arrest you for blasphemy. We went from I'm Dante despising Die Lit to being one of Carti's biggest supporters.
I can finally sleep.
And it's the perfect depiction of how Carti grew on the majority of rap fans. With Carti's ambition to evolve with every album, who knows what the artist will bring on his next project, if it ever comes out, that is.